So I've come down into the vineyard to show you a couple of things. We're sitting next to a wild orchid in a row of vines that's between the Sauvignon that goes into Sincérité and Merlot that goes into La Source and Grace. And I wanted to just talk very quickly about why choose organic. So why choose organic wine over chemically farmed wine? And for me, there are three clear reasons: for your health, for the environment, and for the taste. So for your health, the first and most important one, we're all obviously concerned about our own health. And if you've ever looked at pesticide residue analysis, when you analyze fruit and veg, the worst offenders are usually strawberries, grapes, and apples. And of course, grapes are what we use to make wine. So if there's residue in the grapes, there's going to be residue in the wine. There are many analyses of the residues in wine that show wines which have thousands of times the pesticide residue that's allowed in our drinking water. So it is a factor, certainly, when we think about buying wine. It's probably the most important product to buy organic. And just to go into a little bit more depth on that, these systemic pesticides that wind up in chemically farmed or conventional wines, they are carcinogenic, nervous system disruptors, and or endocrine disruptors. We're not talking about something that's, oh, wash your hands, you might get a little rash. We're talking about very, very dangerous things. So things that can seriously damage your health. And just since we've been here, an hour north of us, a guy was spraying insecticide on his vineyard and he got it in his face. And within a few months, he was dead, riddled with cancer directly attributed to that insecticide. And just the other side of Sossenjac, another farm lost a court case to a girl who was sent in to work the day after they had done a systemic fungicide, and she got such bad nervous system disruption that she can't drive and she can't work anymore. So very, very important to choose organic for your health, because obviously you're not putting your face in the jet, but if you have enough high residue wines, you're certainly putting yourself at more risk. That's the first thing. But from my stories, you can tell it's more than just your health. It's also the wider environment. And we're not just talking about the birds and the bees. We're talking about the people that live around these vines, the people that drink the water that runs off the hillsides where the farming is done. So it's a very, very wide picture. We're very responsible as farmers for much more than our clients only and our product, but also to our neighbors and the wider community. So very important to your health, to the environment, and beautiful things like the wild orchids that came back after 3 years of organic farming, a really great indicator of the health returning to the vineyard, and the fact that the systemic pesticides, the systemic fungicides particularly, had gone. So it takes 3 years to get certified organic. And for us, so we started in 2005, that was in 2008, and that was the year that the wild orchids came back. So pretty amazing indicator of the health returning to the farm.